You're watching the 2024-25 SCAC Swimming and Diving Media Days. Today, we're taking a dive into the McMurry University men's and women's swimming and diving programs. The Hawks will once again be led as they head into the season under the guidance of head coach Mark Jedow, along with leadership from junior Ryan Behrens on the men's side and senior Mow on the women's side. Coach Ryan, Lorin, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Coach, we'll open up with you heading into year two, coming off of that first full season a year ago. I'm just interested where you've seen the biggest growth in your program, these two programs over the last year, and how excited ultimately are you to be back here at the start of a new season and heading into year two?
I'm really excited about this year. I think probably our biggest growth is our numbers are up a little bit more than last year. We had a really good class of recruits come in. And everybody back is super energized for a great season. We've been working hard and they've been doing it with a smile, even though we've added some really super early morning workouts. It's fun to see them laughing and giggling at dark 30 in the morning.
Ryan, coming into the season, just take me through where your excitement level is at. How pumped are you to be back here at the start of a new season, a junior year, a big year for you? And just give me kind of a vibe check. Coach, talked about kind of seeing that growth within these teams. Where is this men's program at? How excited is this group to be back together and getting ready to start a new season?
I, for one, very excited to be back. I've had a lot of fun last year and I'm hoping to continue that this year. As for the new recruits, we're just meeting for the first time earlier this season. We've grown to know each other. We've had a lot of fun together. We're all really good friends at this point. We've been going to school functions together and doing all sorts of fun stuff. So we're all really excited to see where this season takes us.
Lorin, in the past, we've talked about, how you've seen your role change within this group over the course of your time there at McMurry. But now coming into this, your senior season, I'm interested just in your mindset coming into this year. How excited are you to be, on the precipice of obviously what's a big year for you? And what are you looking forward to most as this season gets underway here?
Like Ryan said, that we've come a really close team. Everyone's just bonded really well, and it has been really fun so far this season. And I'm trying to remind myself that I need to cherish every moment we have left, because as these meets go by, I'm realizing that I have 2 more meets left now, and I'm just trying to cherish every moment during the meet. Even though if I have bad races and stuff, I just try to be there for my teammates and show them that just to be there, be happy, and support your teammates no matter what.
Coach, one of the things we talked about this time last year were some of the challenges you expected to face, and one of those just being kind of the unique length of our season and finding ways to continue to motivate this group and continue to push them as the year goes along. So I'm interested, having gone through sort of that first full collegiate season, what are some things that you learned over the course of last year that you hope to apply and continue to grow this group, these two groups heading into this year?
I think when my assistant Sam and I sat down at the end of the year, one of the things that we kind of found is as we got deeper into the season, we were working them so hard that we forgot, so I think, a little bit to have some fun. And I think this year we've kind of really tweaked our dry land and strength conditioning and practices a lot to have a little bit more fun element. We've done some goofy things, some goofy relays in the pool early in the season. We've done some trivia out in the football field in the dark on astronomy to see if we can get their brains thinking early in the morning. So I think that's kind of been the biggest change, is not to be too serious about everything, but to understand that they're here because they love to swim, and they're here to get their degrees and keep that element of fun while we're working hard to get better. And I think right now we're ahead of where we were last year for certain on our swims and our performances thus far. So I think it's really paying off.
Ryan, coming into this year, junior year, how have you seen your role change within kind of the dynamic of this group? Certainly, getting another year under your belt, not only swimming, but also getting that first season underway with Coach Jedow and what his expectations are. As an upperclassman, have you seen your role change and the way it's defined within this group? And how have you kind of shouldered those changes, heading into this year junior season?
Well, I've definitely seen my role kind of change, especially when it comes to last year I wasn't an upperclassman, so I went to talking asking people questions, for me being the one where the freshmen come to me if they want to know something or talk to somebody. It's really nice to see that the upperclassmen these days.
Lorin, I'm interested just, as someone who has been a part of this program now for the last few years, Swimming is such a unique, sport. Coach talks about those early workouts, those difficult moments. For you, what is it that continues to motivate you as a swimmer? How have you continued to find ways to push yourself, and especially coming into this year final season? How excited are you to continue with those motivating things heading into this year?
Yeah, since I've been here for these past 4 years, this program has really grown and it's changed a lot, and it's really like nice to see. And I think what motivates me is that the love I have for the sport, like Coach Jedow said, and I want to be the best I can be, like for this last year, and like just do like all I can and push myself to the limit that I never pushed myself before. So I think that having all these people too on the team that are trying to do the same thing and have the same love for the sport really motivates me too.
Coach, you can hear the excitement on both your student athletes, not only for the start of the season, but the growth of these programs and the things that you've talked about, feeling like you're, a couple of steps ahead of where you were at this point of the year, this time a season ago. So, for you, just tell us a little bit about these two programs. What have you learned about these two teams? Maybe something about their personalities, things about these groups that as they've come together in this new 2024-25 version of the Warhawks men's programs. What is it that you've learned that gives you confidence about these groups going into the season?
Well, what I'm finding is that with this particular group, they enjoy working hard, both of them, and it's fun to see them pushing each other this early in the season in practices, even in the early mornings, pushing them, and it kind of giving them the ability to lead themselves in that regard in terms of practice intensity. It's not about us being over them saying, "Hey, you got to do this fast," but they're kind of working on self-correcting each other a lot this year, which has been a really fun dynamic between them. And the guys and girls teams, they swim as one, so it's hard to say, talk about them separately because we do everything together, and they work well together and they support one another together. It's not like you just have the girls at the end of one lane and the guys at the end of another lane at the meets. They are both cheering for each other the whole time. And I think that's a great dynamic to have, that both groups get along so well together.
Finally, as we wrap up with our two student athletes, when you've had conversations among some of the other leaders within your teams about some of the goals and expectations coming into this 24-25 year, what have those conversations looked like? And ultimately, for these two programs, what's going to be key in accomplishing those things heading into this year?
Like some of the conversations I've had with like my fellow teammates, we just want to get better every day. So we try our best every morning, evening. We just push ourselves, and we know if we do that, we know we're going to get faster and better by the end of the season. So that's what keeps us motivated and keeps us having fun.
Yeah, and like what Coach Jedow said, that we're already past like the progress where we were last year. So I think us seeing that now in ourselves, that we know like what we're doing is working, and we're trying to push ourselves even more every day during practice. For both practices, we have a day, and I think that we're just excited to see what the end result will be at conference.
And finally, as we wrap up with you, Coach, I think one of the great things about sport in our arena is that the idea of success can be measured in so many different ways, and certainly there are black and white measurements, beyond with place and time and those types of things, but success happens well beyond the pool and the lap lanes for us. And so when you talk about success to your program, so what is that message that you try to deliver? And ultimately, this year looks successful for these programs if what plays out in the pool?
For me, in terms of thinking of success for these guys, it's always about they're here because they're here to get their education first. And I want to see they're here to get their degrees. Our seniors all graduated, got their degrees last year. Our seniors this year are going to all finish up right on schedule, earning their degrees. So it's not just performance in the pool, it's performance in the classroom. We spend a lot of time and effort working to make sure that they are successful in the classroom. And I think that's truly what makes us kind of special in that regard, is that we've balanced it. We figured out the balance between having fun, working hard in the pool, and taking care of business in the classroom.
The McMurry University men's and women's swimming and diving program. Again, the Warhawks are led as they head into the season under the guidance of head coach Mark Jedow, along with leadership from junior Ryan Behrens and senior Lorin Mow. Coach, Lorin, Ryan, thanks so much for joining us today, and best of luck as you head forward throughout the rest of the season.
Thank you.